Hi, this is Will from Refuse to Be Feeble. Let's talk about pain. Many times we complain about pain in our hips, they're in our legs, in our lower back, and let's look at where this comes from. Not saying it could be arthritis or something, but most of the time I find out that it's muscle, or should I say the lack of muscle. The job of the muscle is to hold our body upright, is to move us, is to extend certain extremities, is allowing us to lower and to pick things up. Without the muscles, our skeletal system would not move. A muscle also is carrying body fat. So do you know how much energy it takes to take a frame, let's say it could be 160 pounds up, to get it to stand up and move along without carrying anything in its arms? You need the muscle. Now, why am I having pain? Our largest muscle groups are our legs, which would include the quadriceps, the hamstring, the calves. That's everything in that. But the largest muscle is the glute. The most important muscle, I feel, is the glute, because the glute is the structure that holds our strength in our legs and, believe it or not, in our back. When we go to squat low, it is the glute that squats us. If we don't have the power of the glute, people will usually squat like this. And by doing this, you're putting the kneecap and the quads in a position that they don't like. The true squat for the glute would be to come down in here, and that's where the power comes in. Without the power of that glute, we won't move. Our legs won't move. So when you lose muscle, what you're doing is you're losing the power. What do I mean by that? Let's say you have 20 horses, and their job is to pull all of this coal out of the mines and run it across the desert. Those 20 horses can get 2 tons of coal there, no problem. But let's take away 5 of those horses. Let's take away 5 pounds of muscle in that area. What is going to happen? The horses are going to try to pull the same amount, and they're not going to be able to. Or if they are, they're going to have pain. They're going to have injuries because they're not strong enough to carry that load. So it's the same with you losing the muscle. How do we lose muscle? We lose muscle by not training. We lose muscle by not eating. Now notice I didn't say by not eating protein. I said by not eating. As we get older, we all lose muscle mass. We lose muscle mass and we also eat less. And by doing these two things, our body says, you know what, let's go into survival mode. So we're going to hold on to the body fat and we're going to dump this muscle. Now we see this muscle loss, which we think is more fat because our arms are soft and jiggly, our butts are saggy, our legs are not firm, and even in the upper chest area. So we think to get rid of all this fat, we need to drop our calories. So you drop your calories. It takes caloric intake and also hypertrophy, which is exercising with weights, to keep and build the muscle mass. When you take away the food source to keep it to go, what happens? The body then dumps more muscle. So you're losing weight and you're feeling good, but then you say the body is not toned. It's not toned because you now lost your muscle mass, which is also your metabolism, which is also your strength, which is also your endurance. And when you lose that, you find yourself, you're susceptible to many other things. You're susceptible to falls because your body cannot carry itself in a proper and a strong fashion. You're susceptible to all these things like pneumonia because you don't have that shield of armor what the muscle protects us with. Next, you don't have an appetite because your metabolism is shut down. Then we think, oh, we need to walk more because we're getting fatter, we're not toned, and we need to eat less. And when you go in a caloric deficit, you are doomed. So what do? We have to PT the muscle. When I say PT the muscle, I use that because when people come into the gym and they start training, they think they don't want to hurt. Anything that you try to grab in life that's worth anything causes an effort to pain. It takes a lot of pressure to create a diamond. It takes a lot of digging to mine gold. So in creating muscle, it takes all these things to come into it. It takes a pain and an effort, because think about it. The body does not want to do this. It's going to send pain your way to make you stop. And what you have to do is train sensible, not going all out, is to build that muscle. You have to bring in the food and the nutrients and stop looking at the scale to build the muscle. And when you do that, you'll notice that the muscle will fill out those voids that you're having. The dimples will disappear. The sagginess will go, and you will feel stronger. The dialysis to clean your blood. And this is to bring your creatinine down. My creatinine was hitting about 7. When I started getting my strength back from training and getting stronger, my creatinine went up to 18. Now, I was panicking and asking the doctor, should I lose this muscle because my creatinine is going up? He said, no, how do you feel? I said, I feel great, I feel strong. He said, then you are strong. Your body can handle the creatinine at 19. If you lose the muscle mass, your creatinine will be lower, but you will be weaker and susceptible to death. So to get rid of the pain, what must we do? You must work the muscle. If you do not work the muscle, if you do not task it, if you do not force it to get stronger, to get bigger, to get firmer, to get better, you're going to have issues along the way. You're going to be a fraction of yourself in strength, because this is a constant battle like digging in sand. You can't dig a little bit and then stop and thinking you're going to rise to the top. So if you have any questions, and we're trying to put out the videos to show you this, please send that to us and we will try to get that to you. But remember, food is not a bad thing. Going up in weight is not a bad thing. In the military, I could be the max of my height at 6'2" was 177 pounds. I topped off at 280 and my body fat was in single digits. So don't let the scale rule your life. Use the mirror. This is Will.
We are the people that refuse to be feeble. I said, yeah, we are the people that refuse to be feeble. I said, yeah, we are the people that refuse to be feeble. I said, yeah, we are the people that refuse to be feeble.